In this tutorial, we are going to show you how to create a purchase order. Purchase a few items, then receive them and then finally process the purchase order and update inventory, payables and the GL. This tutorial runs for approximately 5 minutes. First, let us assign a vendor to our purchase order. To do this, click on the vendor name label, which is also a button. This will bring up your vendor list. As your vendor list appears, so will the locate control. Just type the first few letters of your vendor's name. In this case we are using Muffler Warehouse. As the name becomes visible in the list, go ahead and press the Enter key to select Muffler Warehouse as your vendor. Now, press the Enter key again to post this vendor to the purchase order. To look up your inventory, you can press either one of these marked buttons, or you can press the keyboard's Tab key. To help the process along, we have narrowed the inventory down to 3 SKUs that need to be ordered, so you can follow along easily. Since we have the correct SKU already in the SKU search slot, we can go ahead and press Enter or click the green button marked Done. Now just click the SKU to select the one you want. You can now click the green check mark button on the inventory's toolbar. This will post the SKU into the purchase order. The document line edit control will appear. Enter the quantity to order. Then press Enter. Change the cost if applicable, press Enter again. Change the retail price if required. This will update the SKU when you complete the purchase order and process it. Press Enter again. If you need to, you can enter the vendor's SKU ID here, so for the future it will always bring this vendor's SKU ID number instead of your own. We should also mention that Inca is equipped to handle unlimited cross-references per SKU ID, if required. Now, just press Enter to continue. And finally, for this purchase order line, you can change the description or just hit the Enter key to complete. To add additional lines, you would use exactly the same process as line 1. Just repeat the same steps, and enter the correct SKU ID and quantity for each new line. At this point, we are going to send this purchase order to our vendor. We will use an on-screen print to simulate the event. Your print option control will appear. Just click the green OK button below to review the document. When you have finished with the document, just click the exit door at the top of the page. Before we can receive anything, we must first lock the purchase order. To do this, click on the closed padlock button on the toolbar along the top. In the real world, it does not always happen that an entire purchase order is received at one time, but for the sake of this tutorial, we will receive all the items at once by clicking on the Auto Receive All Product button on the toolbar. We will cover the multi-receive process in a different tutorial. We should mention that once a SKU has been notified that it has been received, from Inca's point of view, it is available to ship even though the vendor's invoice might not have come in yet. Inca works on a LIFO basis. This stands for last in first out. This provides Inca with the ability to oversell an item. Because costs can fluctuate for the same item, there is a special journal, called LIFO to FIFO. When it is run, it will fix any latent cost price changes and bring the cost of sale into proper focus later on. Now click the Received Stock button on the toolbar. Again, for the sake of this tutorial, we will process the vendor's invoice now. Typically, as previously mentioned, there will be a delay from the time of receiving the shipment until your vendor's invoice actually arrives. Here is where you put your vendor's invoice number or reference. Then press Enter and keep pressing Enter until all your data slots have been answered. We have now arrived at the point where we are going to process this purchase order into an accounting item, but first let us view the received items list on screen. Click the printer button to the left of the control. A print option control will appear. Just click the green button marked OK. When you have finished with the document, just click the exit door at the top of the page. Now, click the green check mark button on the left side of the control to process this purchase order. Click the green Yes button in answer to this prompt. The journal print control will open. Again, you need to click the green OK button to view the journal on screen. Finally, you can see how this process has created a purchase journal for you, and has updated your general ledger, accounts payable and inventory. When you have finished with the document, just click the exit door at the top of the page. This concludes our tutorial for basic purchase order training. In other sessions we will cover different tips on how to handle purchase orders with different delivery schedules, drop shipments and many other little nuances that crop up in the processing of purchase orders. Thank you for watching.